You're on, Carol.
Okay. Good morning and welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting for Thursday, March 26th. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Oops. Oh my gosh.
I pledge allegiance
To the
to the flag
of the United States
of the United States of America,
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with liberty and justice for all.
Got to work on that coordination,
Thank
Carol.
Thank you. I know there's a slight delay from my remote participation here, but Mr. Clerk, I will turn it over to you for the list of topics to be discussed.
Not that.
Just this one. Okay, we are going to,
Okay, go ahead.
we are going to discuss postponing the annual town election from April 11th to a future date. We are going to approve the renewal of property liability and workman's comp coverage for fiscal year '21 and approve emergency COVID-19 policies.
Great, thank you. Okay, moving right to the action items, Mr. Clerk.
Okay, we will start with discussing postponing the motion to postpone the April 11th, 2020 annual town election and rescheduling at a future date.
Right, so Mr. Noble, do you want to just explain how this is legal and what we're doing?
Certainly, the legislature last week, or the early part of this week rather, Monday, approved a law that allows the selectmen, in consultation with the town administrator and the town clerk, to reschedule the annual town election to a date certain. We know that the current date of April 11th is going to be problematic because it's still in the middle of the social distancing and the advisory to stay at home. So we do need to push the town election, to a future date. And so to quote the exact law, it's Chapter 45, Section 1 of the Acts of 2020. And it's all part of the governor's emergency legislation package that he filed this week.
Okay, Mr. Clerk, I'll take a motion on this.
Okay, I'd like to, Madam Clerk, Madam Chair, to make a motion to postpone the April 11th, 2020 annual town election and rescheduling the election to June 6th, 2020.
And I will second that. Any further discussion?
Just a question, Mr. Noble.
Hearing none.
I just have a couple of questions, Madam Clerk,
Go ahead.
Madam Chair, whatever
Of
you're
course.
calling yourself.
Vice Chair, Acting Chair, whatever it is.
You, we've coordinated with the town clerk that
Yes.
that's all set, and the high school is available at that date
Yes.
for that time period.
Yes.
And they'll still be 11 to 7, I
Yes.
believe.
Well, same hours.
Okay.
We will reopen voter registration for the town meeting, so we can do that. They've also expanded the use of absentee ballots, so those who don't want to even come to the polling place will be able to vote by absentee, whether or not they're around on the election day. That was the one change.
That was my next question on the absentee ballots, and once we get further information on that, we'll be able to get that out to the people and figure out exactly the time frame that they'll be able to come in and submit and either request a ballot to be mailed out or come in and fill it out if we're open for
Right.
business at that
Yes.
time.
And for those who've already filed the absentee ballot, which has already occurred, those ballots just get held and used on the 6th. So
Okay.
everybody's vote will be counted that's made the effort to vote by absentee. And they've expanded the opportunity to vote by absentee. So for those people who want to just vote now, they are certainly welcome to get an absentee ballot from the town clerk.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right, any further discussion?
Nope.
All right, hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That's unanimous.
It should be
All right,
noted that, it should be noted that
moving
Mr.
on,
Dowling
we want-
is not present with us today.
Want to
because-
approve? Go ahead, Brian.
I apologize. It should be noted that Mr. Dowling is not with us today because he was concerned about the conflict of interest in resetting the town election. So
Correct.
he's absented himself today. Thank you.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. I apologize because there's a slight delay on the audio that I get. So I don't want to talk over anybody, but if I'm doing that, it's just because there's just a little bit of delay. Okay, so moving on to item number 2, approve renewal of our property liability and workers' comp coverage for FY21.
Yes. Because of the dollar amount of the policy, it requires board approval. We've negotiated a 0.3% increase in our property and casualty and our workers' comp and professional liability policies for a grand total of $394,794. This is certainly above my authorization for spending, so I need the board's approval to sign the contracts and send them back.
Okay. I will take a motion, Mr. Clerk.
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve the renewal of property liability and workman's compensation coverage for fiscal year 21 as detailed by Mr. Noble.
And I will second. Is there any further discussion on this?
None.
Thank you.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the ayes have that one. All right. Number 3, Mr. Clerk.
I will make a motion to approve emergency COVID-19 policies.
And I will second. Any discussion? Mr. Noble, I know you said something about this pending legal approval of these documents.
Yes, there are 3 policies that I put before you for adoption, and they relate to working from home, the remote participation policy, and the return to work should someone be affected, and exactly how they would return to work. We have consulted with the unions, and one of the unions, Fire Department Union, came back with some very good points on the return to work policy, which we are incorporating into that, which are consistent with the CDC policies. So with the approval of the board, we're going to adopt the policies pending legal review, assuming that town council is accepting of the changes and approves the changes. We're going to enact these policies.
All right. Very good. Any further discussion?
No.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. And so that is approved as well. Is there any other business before us?
Mr. Noble, you want to give us some update on the status of the town?
Well, actually, I think that we're doing quite well. People tend to be abiding by the stay home order and the 6 feet social distancing. Some would accuse me of being socially distant normally, so this is no change.
I have brought that to your attention on more than one occasion.
Yes. However, I think we're, together we're going to weather the storm. And Governor extended the school closing until May 4th. I think that was a prudent move. We want to remind everybody about the importance of social distancing, and I want to let you know also that we're still sending our restaurant inspectors out because the restaurants are open and they are doing takeout, and we certainly don't want any disruption to our food sources, and we want to make sure that the restaurants understand that even in these times particularly, it's more important to observe the health and safety rules. And so we're sending our inspector.
Absolutely.
We're sending our inspector out so that he reminds them and make sure that they understand that just because we're going through this crisis doesn't change the rules.
That's good. That's a good proactive approach. Thank you for being on top of that.
Thank you.
All
But in the
right.
meantime,
Anything
town
else
hall
that we
still
need to
functions.
discuss?
Town hall still functions. All departments are covered. We have discontinued service on Monday evenings, but we have reinstituted Friday, so we are open. We are here at our desks, 8:30 to 4:30. Every department is staffed by at least one person, so the phones are being answered. In the event that one person can't answer 2 phone lines, we're trying to return phone calls within a couple of hours. We do have some employees successfully working from home, and we have some employees simply, being paid to be on call. But we are working as diligently as we can to create opportunities to work from home, and we're able to get some projects that have not been able to been done before. We're actually able to get some projects done, so we're trying to be productive in this time.
Great. Very good. Anything further from you, Mr. Sheedy?
Nope, I'm all set. I'll make a motion to adjourn, Madam Chair.
And I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, be safe out there, people. Wash your hands and keep your social distance. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.